Okay, and welcome back, everybody. This is the First Inning Radio Show live on television radio and television.com. Just hit the button and press play. I am BX Bomber 2011 along with Roger, the big Yankee fan. Say hello, Roger.
Hey, good evening, BX Bomber. It's a very snowy day down here in West Virginia. We've just gotten about 8 inches of snow or so, and I know you had snow up there in New York City as well. And you did that nice walk today from Yankee Stadium, and very snowy up there as well.
Yeah, man. They say 1 to 3 in New York, but so far, it's not that bad.
Yeah, we got hit pretty heavily down here, and the Appalachians and this part of West Virginia, the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, got quite a decent amount of snow, and we're also getting some icy rain now at this point. And it sounds like our people are here to do the plowing of the driveway right now. I hear my family members there is talking to them, so that's very good. So we'll be plowed out. But anyway, spring training is in full swing now, and the full squad has arrived.
That's right, man, and everybody's here, man. The whole squad is ready to go.
Yes, I saw. I was looking on NewJersey.com, and I have subscribed to them as well, and they have some good videos from spring training, and they were showing Luis Severino's. Yes, excellent. I'm doing the podcast now. Excellent. And okay, sorry about that. And okay. They were doing a video of Luis Severino doing his bullpen session, and he was bringing that ball in pretty good. It was about a 3-minute video, and he was bringing it with that fastball, and it was a good bullpen session that he was having there. And NewJersey.com, you can get that on YouTube as well, and they have good little videos of the Yankee spring training.
Also, I was watching video of Miguel Andujar. Man, he was taking ground balls at third base. They adding a hop to his grounder. When he feels the ball on a grounder, they're adding a hop to him now. That way, he could be one step quicker to the baseball.
Yes, excellent. Sounds good.
And he also said that if Yankee fans are upset because he pumps the ball, you know, when he gets the ground ball and he pumps it,
right?
Yeah, he's not going to change that. He's going to keep the pump.
Yeah, that may just be a timing mechanism that he uses in order to be able to throw the ball accurately.
It's a good way to get a grip on the ball too, you know?
Right.
And to mention baseballs as well, today actually is National Baseball Glove Day. And today, all the baseball clubs, all 32 teams today get their brand new custom baseball gloves today by Wilson. Yeah, so everybody got their gloves today, and they got to try them out, and then now they got to break them in and everything.
Excellent.
So
I always use the Rawlings. I like Rawlings, and I use a Rawlings baseball glove back when I was playing as a young person, and I have a nice Rawlings glove now too.
Yeah, Rawlings are excellent.
Yeah.
Very well made baseball gloves, actually.
Right, and they were talking about Troy Tulowitzki, and so some of the situations with Troy Tulowitzki is that he is having a strong presence in spring training, and Tyler Wade is very happy that Troy Tulowitzki is in camp. You know, Tyler Wade is still trying to break in as an infielder. He's very young, and what they did is Troy Tulowitzki asked Tyler Wade for number 12 because Tyler Wade was wearing number 12 because he was a fan of both Troy Tulowitzki and Derek Jeter. And Troy Tulowitzki also was a big fan of Derek Jeter's. So that's why he always wore number 2.
That's right.
And so when he came to the Yankees, he asked Tyler Wade for number 12 because you know, that is the closest thing to wearing Jeter's number 2. So Troy Tulowitzki gave Tyler Wade something for it. Tyler Wade's not saying what he gave for it, but he has taken number 12, and he has a strong presence. A strong presence.
Did he pay him any money for number 12?
Well, Tyler Wade said that he gave him something, but Tyler Wade didn't say what he gave him. He wanted to keep that to himself.
So he gave him some money then. It had to be.
Maybe that, or took him out to dinner or whatever, did something for him.
It's always money. They always give him some money for the jersey. It's always been that way.
It could very well be, because Tyler Wade is still, a rookie player, and even though the Yankees are paying Troy Tulowitzki the minimum salary, he is still making $19 million from the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays outright released him, and the Yankees are paying a major league minimum of $550,000 for him. And Troy Tulowitzki asked for a no trade clause, and the Yankees were happy to give that to him.
Really?
And yes, and he in the stats they have Troy Tulowitzki penciled in as a starting shortstop, but some people feel that the Yankees may have done better to have him as a roving infielder. This is all hearsay now, and use the money they spent on DJ LeMahieu to spread around a little bit more. Right. But anyway, the Yankees have Troy Tulowitzki penciled in to be their starting shortstop until Didi comes back.
No, it's gonna be great, man. That he's gonna be able to play.
Right.
Hopefully, he could have a season like he did on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Exactly. Some people are saying that, it might be hard to count on Tulowitzki because of all the injuries. And in 2017, he played only 66 games and didn't play at all last year. And and then he only played 100 games in 2016. So, some people are saying don't get your hopes up too high. But the Yankees feel that he's healthy and that he'll be productive. And so we'll see how it all shakes out with DJ LeMahieu and Troy Tulowitzki. And they're going to be keeping Andujar at third base. They're definitely keeping Andujar at third base. So in spring training, they may give Andujar some reps at first base, but they mainly want Andujar to be the third baseman.
Also, Luke Voit and Greg Bird got a little battle going on there, but I believe Luke Voit is going to take that job there, and Bird is going to be the backup.
Exactly. That's one of the takeaways that they have from Boone's press conference. Boone had some takeaways on SNY. SNY has a website. And how Boone views the roster is the Yankees did not make the sexy move of signing Manny Machado this winter, but they did address several areas, including their starting rotation and bullpen, as well as infield depth, which has Boone believing they already look better than the 100-win team from last year. I feel like the depth we created, even if healthy, will probably have really good options and really good players sitting in AAA to make major contributions later on this year, he said. On paper, our rotation and even our bullpen feels even a little bit stronger as we sit here today. We're sitting here and it's early February. In a lot of ways, the talk about it is cheap. We have tremendous expectations, and I think we rightfully have those expectations, but now we got to go out and do it. So that was one takeaways from Boone right there.
And something, Roger, we already spoke about this type of thing on an earlier radio show about the farm teams. How important it is to have what they're doing is they're specializing their farm teams. That way they don't have to go out and buy these free agents. They're homegrowing them right out of the ground,
Yeah.
And then they're plucking them out when it's time to harvest,
Yes, that's what they concentrated on. After 2016, you know, as we had talked about in the past, you know, they had Carlos Beltran and Mark Teixeira and A-Rod, and you know, a lot of those players were declining quite a bit, and they made the trade. They traded Aroldis Chapman, and you know, got a lot of big prospects, and then they re-signed Aroldis Chapman that following off season, so that worked out very well. And they really bolstered their training camp and their farm system. So they still have a top-ranking farm system, and they have a lot of good quality players. And many teams are working from within now, where they're working with their farm system and not concentrating so much on the free agent.
Exactly. That's why I understand why Machado and Harper, they want the 10-year deal, because the way baseball is going now, you're not guaranteed a job in 3 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
You might be the best player in 3 years, but there might be players better than you in 3 years, and you still be on top of your game. But to the way these kids are playing, they play better than you now, and you're gonna look like an old timer. You know?
Yeah, they want the security, and you know, so what happened with Machado is Machado was led to believe by the Yankees that they were going to offer him $220 million for 7 years or 8 years, but Machado did want to have that $300 million contract and 10-year contract. So he would have preferred to have gone to the Yankees, but he ultimately went where the money was highest.
And also understand one thing too, Roger. You have to be a rookie for 6 years, right? Until a ball club can release you, right? Now, they want to sign a 10-year deal. Another reason is why is because we explained this on another radio show. Well, I did, on the explanations of joining the Baseball Hall of Fame, right? And one thing that you must have is that you have to have 15 years in service in baseball. Okay, so if you already played 6 years as a rookie and you get a 10-year contract, that's 16 years. That makes you a Hall of Famer that makes you eligible to become a Hall of Famer. You know, so they're actually kind of thinking about the future as well. You know, even though Manny Machado went to the Padres, he did a Robinson Cano, basically. He went to a team that's going nowhere for the money, you know, and they have no contention at all, so they're not going anywhere. So he's just going to be a franchise player, just like he was in Baltimore, you know. But
one thing I have to say about the Padres is they're really working on their farm system. So they look like they have a very strong future because their farm system is also one of the best in the majors now.
Yes, they have the number 3rd best farm system.
Right. So they are. So Machado feels they're a team on the rise.
Right.
And you know, also they offered him the most security and the most money. I mean, with the money that he's getting, he's set. His kids are set, and his grandkids are set. You know, and so.
And no matter what the Padres do, as long as he has a Hall of Fame career, he'll be eligible for the Hall of Fame. You know? He has to hit almost 30 home runs a year and hit some RBIs and steal some bases, and he'll be good to go. You know? Yeah, man. You'll be a Hall of Famer by the end of that, and you'll be eligible. And like we spoke before, a lot of these players, the life of a baseball player is actually 6 years, they say. You know, so, and which is crazy is 6 years is the amount of time you need to become an eligible free agent. You know, so that means ball clubs are keeping you down in the minor leagues. For example, Austin Romine, the catcher from the New York Yankees. The Yankees have held that kid down for the last 15 years. He's like the oldest rookie veteran in baseball. You know what I mean?
Well, he's not a rookie anymore, but he's a backup.
He's still a rookie in my eyes because he's still a rookie from the minor leagues for all these years. And, you know, I guess he really loved being a Yankee or whatever. But you know what? If you love the player that much, let him go to a different team so he become a starter. Look what happened to Chiavelli. Chiavelli was here as a backup, and then they got rid of him, and now he's a starter, and he's unstoppable.
Yes, he's very good for the Pirates. No
you know
doubt
what I mean?
it.
Yeah, man, and just like Russell Martin too, he's on the Dodgers now, and these guys are unstoppable, man. You know, so you got to let them
he
go.
Went back to the Dodgers. Yeah, he did. And also, what Boone said about Gary Sanchez is that this is again from SNY. Perhaps the biggest disappointment of 2018 was the performance of Gary Sanchez, both defensively and at the plate. The right-handed slugger, 186, with 18 home runs and 53 RBIs last year, and has shoulder surgery this offseason. Boone is optimistic the 26-year-old can turn things around and reveal that he spent time with Sanchez and his family in the Dominican Republic this winter. He's doing really well. His body is in really good shape. I think he's going to have a really great year for us on both sides of the ball, Boone said. I'm really excited about his frame of mind right now. We're counting on him to go out and be a great player for us. So they're looking for Gary Sanchez to have a very strong bounce-back season and improve on his defense.
Yeah, he's gonna have to improve, because let me tell you, every baseball team is gonna be ready to run on Gary Sanchez. They're gonna be ready to run on him, so he better be ready to throw them out at second. Bottom line, because they're gonna be testing that kid no matter what.
Exactly.
You know, and let's see what happens. Well, they open up against, I think, Baltimore, right?
Yes, and the first Yankee spring training game is coming out on this Saturday. They're going to the Boston Red Sox spring training facility, and they're playing the Red Sox on Saturday at 1:05 in the afternoon. That'll be their first spring training game.
Oh wow, that's gonna be on the Yes Network?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen if it's on or if it's on the radio or what it is yet. But that's going to be the first game.
Nice.
This Saturday at 1:05.
Nice. I can't wait, man, to catch a ball game, man. I got all the channels now, so let's see what happens. You know?
That's great. That's great that
I still don't have the Yes Network. I still don't have the Yes Network, but I have Fox and 11 and the Baseball Network. You know, so and Fox Sports 1, I could see that too. So I could see the baseball games when they come on those channels. Just not the Yes Network.
You'll get a lot of games, and you'll get a lot of games, no doubt about it. You know, because the Yankees have a lot of games on Fox 5, and you might not get them on the baseball channel because they do a blackout when you're in the same area.
And what's amazing is, for the last 2 seasons, I've been listening to the game on radio anyway.
Right.
So watching the games now on TV is a plus.
Right. We love John Sterling and Susan Waldman. I do. Some people criticize John Sterling, but I like him a lot. I think he has a lot of charm.
Yeah, he makes it interesting. They both make it interesting. I like to hear their voices, too.
Right.
You know?
And this is what Boone said about competition at first base. Once again, this is from SNY. Most of the Yankee roster is set in stone, but the battle at first base between Luke Voit and Greg Bird is up for grabs, although Boone admitted that Voit is at an advantage. I think based on what Luke did last year, he comes in with a leg up, Boone said. That doesn't change my mind, never has, even as his lowest points last year for Greg Bird and the ceiling when he is right. He's another guy who's worked really hard this winter and comes in physically in a good place where he wasn't last year. So it looks like Luke Voit has the advantage, but there will be competition at first base.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to give him a break and put Greg Berg there a few times, you know. But the way Yankee fans are talking on Twitter and about the interview with Aaron Boone's press conference, they're saying that to take his words as the gospel.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. And Boone said that he's feeling more comfortable with this being his second year, he knows the organization better, and he feels more comfortable. And,
doesn't Aaron Boone remind you of what's his name from the Bad News Bears, the manager from the Bad News Bears?
Walter Matthau.
Doesn't he remind you of Walter Matthau without the hair and the mustache?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Well, Walter Matthau was older, and of course the character he played was a big beer drinker.
Yeah.
I don't know, Boone.
That'd be funny. That's funny.
I was the age of the Bad News Bear players at that time when that first came out. That came out in '76, and I was that age. I was a 12-year-old little leaguer at that time too. And I really liked the Bad News Bears. That was fun. They
should remake that movie, man. The Bad News Bears. The Bad News Bears in 2019.
They made a lot of sequels of that. They had them in the Astrodome.
Yeah, and they went to Japan and everything.
Right. They made a lot of sequels and everything. So those are the things happening with the Yankees right now. Is that they're happy that Troy Tulowitzki is in camp. And he's having a good feeling with the younger players. He's having a good influence on the younger players, and like Tyler Wade, and the Yankees depth chart has him as a starting shortstop, and that's how things are working out as of this point in time.
Man, and I don't have the information in front of me, but the Mets also signed someone as well, man. The Mets are looking like a hell of a baseball team now. You know that?
Yeah. I think it would be good for New York City to have two competitive teams.
No, it truly is, man. It's about time that the Mets wake up, man, and do something, man, because it sucks without the Mets, man, being good.
Yeah, yes. Like I said many times.
That's who they got. The Mets acquired Hechavarria to a minor league contract. I told you not to give this kid up, man. And the Yankees gave that kid up. I told you he was going to take that shortstop spot there for the Yankees, but they got rid of him. Now the Mets picked him up as a minor leaguer. Now he's the backup because the Mets bench is like ridiculous right now. They got all these bats on the bench right now, which is ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what they have to have Hechavarria on the bench as a backup if somebody gets hurt now. But the Mets, man, I'm telling you, the Mets are gonna be in contention. And and depending on what the Phillies do on their side, but the Mets have a hell of a ball club, man. I don't have all the information in front of me now, but they really do, man.
Yeah, the Mets, like I said, I think really good to have both the Yankees and Mets good in New York City at the same time, because I think that's good for New York. In the 1950s, they had 3 baseball teams in New York, and they were often all good at the same time. The Giants, the Dodgers, and the Yankees. And New York City was the capital of baseball, more or less, during the 1950s.
Yeah, and and now also man, talk about 1950s. I want to say rest in peace to the man, the myth, the legend, Don Newcombe, which passed away last night at the age of 92, and he's the last link of the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Wow, yeah, Don Newcombe, exactly. He was another one of the first Negro players to come in as well, and that is something for sure. Yeah, he was a big Brooklyn Dodger, no doubt about it. And
we lost a lot of legends over this winter. Frank Robinson, Don Newcombe, and somebody else passed away too that I forget who it was, but we lost a lot of people, man. It's sad, man.
Yeah, that's part of life. Time marches on, and it's part of life. We can have them as long as we can have them, and they have great lives, and then time continues to march on, and and people go into the past. You know, I have the Mets infield in front of me right now. They have Robinson Cano, J.D. Davis, Todd Frazier, Jed Lowry, Jeff McNeil, T.J. Rivera, Ahmed Rosario, and Dominic Smith all on their infield right now.
Some big names there.
And in the outfield, they have Keon Broxton, as you were talking about, Yoenis Cespedes, Michael Conforto, Juan Lagares, and Brandon Nimmo in the outfield. So that's the, you know, we're talking a 40-man roster, you know. And so they look like they have a strong team in that catcher. Of course, they have Denard and Thomas.
Telling you, it's one hell of a team, man. It's one hell of a team, man.
And Wilson Ramos. They have all of them at catcher, and then of course they have all the pitchers that are very good as well. You know, that we know all of them as well. You know, like Jurice Familia is back with the Mets.
Yeah.
You know, after they traded him away, and they have a lot of guys there as well.
That general manager Van Bergen, man, he's doing a hell of a job over there.
Right.
You know, yeah, they hired a great guy there for that organization, man. Great job.
Exactly.
Keep up the good work, man. Make the Mets good, man, because it sucks when the Mets aren't doing nothing, man. Then you don't see no Mets fans. The Mets fans don't want to wear the Mets hat or Mets jacket or nothing. It sucks like that, man. You know?
Yeah.
It truly does, man.
It's good for the rivalry. It's good for the rivalry.
Yeah, man. I want you to wear your colors and I wear my colors, you know? But
exactly.
But they have to be good to feel good, you know?
Exactly.
You know? And talk about spring training, man. Coming on my schedule here, tomorrow is the first spring training game.
Yes, I'm going to be checking it out.
Seattle Mariners versus Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to see if I can get it on MLB .TV, and they're going to be. I have an automatic subscription renewal, so they'll be doing that on March 28th. I mean February 28th or March 1st, and I'll be all re-up for the 2019 season.
And talk about that. Talk about those two same teams, the Mariners and A's. They will start the first regular season games in Tokyo, Japan, 1 month from today, March 20th.
Wow. And then the Yankees have their opening day on March 28th, on my birthday.
Opening day, that's for everybody.
Yeah, so that'll be fantastic, and it'll be looking really good. Definitely looking forward to this season. And I'll be seeing you in less than 2 weeks now. I'll be seeing you on March 6th. I saw the weather for today. It's going to be cloudy with a chance of some rain or some snow.
And you know what I just noticed? That your birthday is at opening day, around opening day, and my birthday is always around the All-Star game.
Right, exactly. That's how it works out. I always that's when the new year starts for me, when the baseball season begins. That's when my new year begins.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
So
life begins when the baseball starts, you know?
Oh, yes. Well, both of us are very passionate about baseball and big Yankees fans.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. We can't live without it, man. And baseball doesn't add up to any other sport. The players don't add up, you know? Basketball, yes, because basketball, they become gods for whatever reason. But baseball is almost the same as basketball. It's almost on the same level.
Right.
You know?
Baseball was a $10 billion industry last year, Major League Baseball, so it's a huge business.
Yeah, man, and it's going to be a bigger and bigger business once they get held of social media and they start letting creators like myself start making videos about baseball, you know, and start allowing that stuff, you know?
Exactly.
But you know, we'll talk about that on another radio show, but today it's been a great radio show on the first inning, and I just want to let everybody know to subscribe and give a like. And please comment. Let us know that you care. And you want to say anything before you go, Roger?
Okay, well, we had another good radio show here, and very interesting talking to you as usual. And we'll get some more in real soon.
That's right, and always go to television.com and check out the radio show and just press play at 8 p.m. Friday. See you then.